Republicans are big mad right now. They're extra big mad because people are saying that this bill, this big beautiful bill with all of the wonderful tax cuts for the wealthy are they're not playing well with the American people. There is a congresswoman. Her name is Virginia Fox. She's from North Carolina. If you've ever seen her before, she is just angry old grandma Fox News, hate incarnate, wears it all over her face. Just the nastiest woman you've ever met. Just horrible, wretched, wretched, wretched woman. But she's really upset because people are saying, people are saying that this bill is taking away health care and it's adding taxes, to the poor people. And, that's just not right because it just doesn't look really good. Well, gee whiz, babe. I mean, you voted for it. You know what the fuck's in it. She says also she says they need to just shut up and try and stop scaring people with this stuff. Scaring people, that's fascinating because I remember it was just a couple years ago, old Miss Virginia Fox was screaming and yelling about teachers doing sex change operations on children. Is that not scaring people? A rainbow flag means that your boy's going to come home a girl. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. This is fucking class warfare. This bill is literally class warfare. It is the biggest movement of wealth from the bottom to the top we have ever seen in history. We are past the income and wealth disparity. We've surpassed the Gilded Age. Donald Trump says he wants to take us back to 1897 when, there was a handful of people that owned everything and the rest of us were scrounging around for scraps. I mean, he doesn't say that part. He just says that 1897 was the best time in America. Well, we're back. We're back, baby. Back in a big way. Got the top 10 richest billionaires in the country, earned $365 billion in 1 year just between the 10 of them. Amazing. But Virginia Fox is really upset. She's very upset that, the people are not taking this bill very well. And they're looking at they're looking at the cuts and that are going to happen to your social safety net and the big tax cut for the rich. And they're just, they're scared and they're worried, and you shouldn't be trying to scare those people. By the way, this bill, this piece of shit, big, not so beautiful bill that Donald Trump got passed through Congress, with the help of Mike Johnson and all that shit. It passed 215 to 214. It's pretty close. Certainly isn't a mandate. But here's the thing, folks, and this is the part where I'm going to chastise Democrats. We, and I don't mean me and you, but the Democrat leadership cares more about whose turn it is than whether or not you've got good policy. And in the last 4 months, I believe 3 Congress people have died on the Democratic side. Just a couple days ago, Jerry Connolly who was recently, he stepped down from the House Oversight Committee, that he ran against Ocasio-Cortez for it, and he won due to the fact that Nancy Pelosi put her finger on the scale, made a shitload of phone calls from her hospital bed after she had a little skiing accident over Christmas break. She made sure that Jerry Connolly, he's 75 years old and he's got esophageal cancer, so throat cancer. She made sure that he was the oversight committee chair or the minority leader on the oversight committee because Republicans are in power. Well, he just passed away. He just stepped down a couple of days ago from his position. saying that he wanted to spend time with his family. I mean, I didn't know that he was on his deathbed, but Jerry Connolly died, and that makes 3 just this year. There was one, her name was Sheila Jackson. She passed away recently. She's, I believe, a Texas representative. And the irony is that she was replaced by another Democrat named Sylvester Turner, and he died not too much longer after that. We have a disease in the Democratic Party. We're all too fucking old, man. Chuck Schumer's like one of the youngest ones in there, and he's in his mid-70s. I think he's in his early 70s, but, you know, he's a sprightly 72-year-old Chucky the Schooms. We need younger people. So when a bill like this horrible budget resolution bill comes to the floor, we can actually have enough people who are not dead to actually vote against it. If Jerry Connolly had been alive, he would have been the deciding vote. Remember RBG? She said she wasn't going to retire under Obama. And then Donald Trump replaced her when she couldn't make it the whole way. Remember Dianne Feinstein, head of the Judicial Committee? They were wheeling her in under, I believe it was Amy Coney Barrett's confirmation. Dianne Feinstein didn't know her own goddamn name. They wheeled her in a wheelchair. She just watching her, she did not know where she was. I mean, she was, and also I believe she was in her 90s when she passed away, but she was in her 90s during this hearing. And she gets up and she thanks Lindsey Graham for making this such a wonderful experience. Lindsey Graham is lucky that she actually recognized him, because oftentimes people, you know, that she doesn't recognize people. She would have read something and then 5 minutes later read it again because she forgot that she read it. But yet, keep her in office until they keel over and die. I'm not saying that all of this horribleness is not due to the Republican Party. It is. But having a weak and ineffectual and gerontocratic Democratic Party that, you know, they just continue to die off, you know, once a month. How are we going to manage to fight against them when our side is keeling over from old age and throat cancer and dementia? I mean, Jesus Christ, man, what are we doing? I don't know. Democrats, y'all need to get your shit together, because we need some fighters. We have a couple, but that's not enough. You know, Bernie's on his way out. I'm not saying that Bernie doesn't have his faculties. Amazingly, he's in his 80s and still does have his faculties, but he's not going to run for president. You know, we got AOC, we got Jasmine Crockett, we got Maxwell Frost. You know, we got a handful of the squad members. You know, none of them take corporate PAC money or dark money, and they seem to be running on good politics. But that's a handful in a sea of dog shit. We need better. We absolutely need better. And unfortunately, we're still, 18 months out before the midterm elections? God damn it. I say it over and over again, we're fucking cooked, but good God, man. We are fucking cooked. It's frying like bacon. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.